Welcome to the University Barbecue. My name is Lars Johnson. Today we're going to be talking about cooking wood. So all the pieces of wood that I'm going to show you today have really high BTUs. I use woods with higher BTUs because I'm cooking barbecue. So sometimes I'm grilling and I need that to be hot and I need to cook it quickly. Sometimes I'm smoking, I need it to be reasonably hot and I need it to last a long time. And when I say BTUs, that is a thermal unit that tells you how much heat it's actually putting off, because not all species of wood are created equally. All right, so how am I starting off my cooks? Well, it really depends on what I'm doing. If I'm cooking some beef ribs, if I'm cooking a pork shoulder, brisket, something that has a bark on it, I'm gonna start off with some coal, a small amount of coal. I'm gonna throw my little tumbleweeds in there, get that going. And then I'm gonna add in probably a piece of post oak, and then I'll add in something like a piece of pecan or a blackjack oak. Remember, I only use a blackjack oak when I'm really cooking beef, sometimes when I'm cooking pork, but assuming that I'm cooking something heavier, a larger cut, as I move forward with the cook, I begin to think about the smoke profile that I want. For something like a brisket, that first 4 hours, that's when it's gonna absorb all that smoke. And so what I'm gonna do there is I'm probably gonna alternate between that blackjack oak, that hickory, and that pecan, just to give all those kinds of different smoke profiles. And I'll go back and forth between those. When I wrap the brisket, or if I'm wrapping the beef rib, sometimes I do wrap beef ribs. If I wrap the beef rib or if I wrap the pork butt, then I'm going to switch to exclusively burning post oak. And the reason being is because I have a lot of post oak. It's plentiful out here in Texas, and it's a lot cheaper to burn than it is to burn something like hickory. Once the meat is wrapped, something like this, where it has bark all around it, that's perfect to go in the firebox. I don't really care if I'm getting a heavy smoke once this has gone into the firebox and my meat's wrapped. So that smoke is not gonna penetrate through the paper, through the foil, or if you do both like me, it's not gonna penetrate through there. If something like this allows me to burn a consistent fire, so be it. Now let's talk about lighter cuts. If I'm smoking something like a turkey breast, I'm probably gonna get started with something like this spiderweb covered red oak, right? I'm gonna get started with something like this, and I wanna make sure that I don't have any bark on there, because I don't wanna risk running into a lot of heavy smoke down the way, and now my turkey breast is really ugly. It's black, it's sooty, it doesn't give like that really nice clean look, and to me, the aesthetic of it can affect the cook. And so I'm gonna start off with a piece or two of this to establish my coal bed, and then as I move forward, I'm only gonna use those pieces that don't have bark on them, because I just don't think it's worth the risk of getting that heavier, darker smoke and kind of tainting the color of the meat itself. All right, folks, I appreciate you listening to this video. Down the road, I'll do another video. It's a bird. All right, folks, I appreciate you listening to this video. Down the road, I'll do another video that talks about the size of the wood split and the species and how I adjust between the two to ensure that I have a nice, long, even cook. Hopefully you found this helpful. Till the next time, love, peace, and barbecue.